Yo, what is going on, guys? We are back with another episode of Project Architect 2, and as you can already see, a few things have changed, and it just has to do with our EMC output. As fast as we had it going, it is still not going fast enough. We upgraded a few things. As you can see, I moved the iron farms into the house and then added a bunch more, which those are still like trying to catch up and get moving. And I used item routers to move everything to where it needs to go, and then the final product ends up here. Um, and so we just can generate some more EMC faster, because this is kind of what's slowing us down right now. It's the EMC. And that's what this whole pack's about. So we need to prioritize the EMC production. I also moved the power up here, which we haven't used at all yet, but we moved it up here because it's actually burning down the base down here. It was burning this wall down, so I moved it up there. And I also upgraded our EMC link to a Mark III, which allows for 4 to pass through at a time. So as you can see in the top left, we're doing a plus 192 EMC a second, which is just rookie numbers. And I also added this hallway in, but just added the hallway, that's it. And that's basically all that's really changed, besides like a little bit of decoration and like the floor. I kind of followed up with the same decoration we had over there, just up here, so it wasn't just plain in dirt and whatnot. There's a little bit of decoration to it. And our elevator block is right here, but it's just disguised, so it blends in a little bit better. And then that should be about it. I didn't really mess with too much else in between episodes, but what we have planned for today, while we somewhat wait for EMC to build up, is going to be the few things I have in our checklist. So we're going to get wireless power with the ender cell and ender gate, and we are also going to, that's what all this is for, is to create that wireless power. We're going to get some energized steel. We also are going to make, we might mess around with the energy collector. This is for a tier 4, the tier 4 link. And we also want to go get ancient debris from the nether. And in my backpack here, I have a few things. So like, we also want to set up the ME controller. But first, what we're going to do is we are going to mess around with power. And the way we're going to do this is we are going to grab all of the power things that I have right here. And so with this energizing orb, if we place, I believe it is one of each of these in there, this will take 50k energy, but that will turn into one of these guys, the ender cores, which is going to take to make our wireless gates. It's going to be really helpful, really nice, which we actually aren't going to make the starter. We're actually going to make the next tier, which is the energized versions, just because we're going to get into energized. So once that's cooked up just like that, we can go ahead and do the same thing right here, and it'll take a little bit for that to cook up. And then we can go to sleep down here because it'll be away from mobs. One of the main reasons why I actually would like to get better power, one is because we need it, but two, because I tried adding range boosters to our ME system, and I tell you what, it did not work very well because we ran out of power just running it off of this coal generator. We have 9 in there right now. I tried to put like 30 in there and it did not work. So we're going to up our power, and we'll have wireless power, but we're also going to move our ME system today. So that'll be helpful. I do want to make sure we're still using the base out here though, not just working underground. But now this is done, and then this is going to be a big craft, but if you take 1 iron block and 1 gold block, toss it in here, it'll take 90k FE, but this will get you your energized steel, which will be really nice, and it'll help us upgrade everything over there. Like, we can literally upgrade all of our stuff, which will be nice. So once this is done, we can move on to that. And I'm talking about base development, so I kind of want to make a pathway from the house to over here. I might put in a back door also, just so we can have an entryway on both sides so we don't have to go all the way around. I thought about doing that in the beginning, but I wasn't sure if that's what I wanted to do. But once we move this stuff, we'll figure that out. Which we're going to be moving that down into the base, which I'm going to see if so I have like a semi plan for the controller. So I think I'm going to use the inner box of this and set the controller up like that. I don't know if I'm going to build it up or if I'm going to build it down, but then we can run cables through these right here and just use some cable covers to make it look nice. This is at 80K. I don't know how many. I grabbed 24 controllers for right now. We could definitely get more, and I don't know how I want to do the P2P, because if I'm doing P2P this season, which I might try to just do the wireless and then do P2P later on, in like a different series. But now we have 2 blocks of the energized steel, which is really nice, because now what we can do is we can grab this and this, and we can now upgrade these to the next. This is gonna take one of those. We'll need 2 of those, which we can upgrade it to the 3rd tier actually. So that's the 2nd tier, the basic, and we can upgrade it to the energized, which we'll just need to make. We'll need to make these. We need to make more of those. So we need to make more of these. Like so. And then we need to make 2 sets of those. Like that. And then we also need to make 2 more of these, which is perfectly fine. Because now that we did that, we can upgrade both of those. And now those are generating even more. Those are generating about 100 FE a tick, which is better than previous. So we're generating 200 FE a tick right now. This is also just a normal. So if we upgrade this, which is pretty simple, it's the same exact way we just upgraded everything else. We need 2 of those. And we're going to need a block of quartz, it looks like. So let's make a few blocks of quartz. Boom. Make that. And now that is energized, which you could use multiple of these. I'm just not currently, because there's no need for me to currently do that. But what we can do is we can place another block like that, and this should be moving a lot. Yeah, as you can see, it's moving a lot faster now. And so what we can do, we can actually, so now that we have this, we go over here and we toss that in there. There are these upgradable basic energy rise. Yes, okay, so we upgraded to basic. Like so, and then we can upgrade that to this, which we are going to need to make some more of these. Boom, we got 24 of those. And now if we go to Endergate, at Endergate, oh, if we do Endergate, like this, we are on the hardened, which we can make harden it just like so. And then we also need to make a energy cell that is hardened. Energy cell, which is hardened. Make that just like so. And now if we attach this, let's just say we can put it in the, actually I don't want to put it in the ground. We can put this right there. And now we just need to put a battery in there. So I did forget about the battery. So we do need to put a battery in there. So let's make the battery real quick. Should not be too much of an issue. Boom, that's one battery. We make some more of those. It's a level 2 battery, and then we can make it into a level 3. Like so. And now with that level 3, once we toss this in here, now that can hold 10 million power, and we can move it around the base with these ender gates, which is extremely nice because then we do not have to worry about cables as much. We can just tap these ender gates on whatever we need to have power when we need it, like our controller, for example. So that'll just lead us into building straight into the controller. So what I would like to do is set this up just like so. And this is where I don't know if I want to build up, because if we just make this the cube, it's a normal cube. Which is a 3x3. Like so. It does give us quite a bit, but can we, I don't believe we can have this come down like that, can we? We might be able to. That's a for sure way to figure that out, because we probably won't use these inner ones as much. If we do that, that does work. Nice. So what we can do now is we can actually come over to our house and grab all of our stuff. So if we grab this and this along with this, let's grab everything we have right here and we run it back over to our downstairs area. And what we should be able to do is grab a cable. Like, see, this is part of the reason I didn't want to put it up here is because I don't want to have cables just flying through the base. So what we will do is we will put how do I want to do this? We'll just put this up here for right now. And then we also need to connect this, which this is going to have to move eventually because I am not going to, oh, ender cells typed in. I'm not going to want to have that right there. You're going to want our wireless access point with our boosters in it. So then we have wireless access. Like so. And then we are going to want these in there, this in there as well, which we should just be able to put this right here for right now. This is all very temporary. But now we should have access to everything once again. Throw all that in there, and that's all powered. And so that's where our ME system is. That means when we're down here working, also should mean when we're up here, we're out of range up here. But if we take some range cards or booster cards, we have 39 of them. I don't know how much power we have going to this thing. So it's taking 20 AE right now. That's taking 141. We're only creating 200 a tick right now. So it's taking 59. So if we come up here, how far can we go? Okay, we can go this far. Okay, can we go, how far in the house can we go? Oh, we can go to the entire house. That's what we like to see. So now this, I can easily just grab these, toss them in there like that. Nice, love to see that. So that has one. Oh, they all have them now. I believe they all have villagers. Really handy. I believe that is 2 things checked off our box right now. The controller, I'll make this look better and figure out how I want to do it, because like I'll probably route cables, and maybe at the end of one of these I'll have like my ME storage drives or something along those lines. But we'll have to get into that later on or in between episodes, because right now what I would like to get into is getting the ancient debris. So I'm gonna head over to the nether and just start mining away. So all we need to do is find one, I believe. Well, that was extremely fast. I'm not even gonna cut it out. I'll just show you guys how I just came here, dug twice, and found an ancient debris. That was actually extremely fast, way faster than I thought it was gonna be. So now, if we bring this with us, I believe this can be learned, just like so. And now we have ancient debris learned. So I guess we can look into this now. Because with the energy collector, I believe what you can, the crafts that you can do with this, so like you can convert charcoal into redstone dust into coal, coal into gunpowder, gunpowder into glowstone, and then glowstone into that, and then so on and so on. It just like moves it up and up. So I'm wondering if we set up one of these, how simple it would actually be to use. And I believe the big thing with this is that it does need to be daytime, which might mean that this will only really work in the daytime, which isn't that big of a deal if it's going to generate more EMC. And this mod pack's all about automating. So what I figured we could do, once we figure out how this works, let's put it up here. And it's collecting right now. And so now if we put, let's say, coal, let's grab a single charcoal, which is 32. Put it in there, instantly converts it into redstone. Put the redstone in there. Redstone can be converted via this into a coal, which is 128. But what is it? So, but it needs to take, I think it needs 128 in there. No, I need 64 in there. So if I put that in there, boom, makes it to coal. Which is, oh, it made it straight into gunpowder. So if we leave this in there, it should cycle through this completely all on its own, and it'll eventually make more. So if we take a stack of this, put it in there, or wait, what? I think it was coal. Take a stack of coal. So yeah, so it's cycling this through right now. Once this is done, it should cycle. So like this is turning 128 into 192. And there's better ones of these. So if like we were to upgrade this, this does 12 EMC a tick, which we could realistically upgrade this. So that's what we're just gonna try that out, see how it goes. So upgrading this to that, we can do that. What's the next stage? We could also do this one, but that's 400. We'll just try it out, because why not? So we have a Mark III. So we have the highest one right now. So we place this down, toss the coal in there. Oh, this is moving so fast. And I don't know what this is for right here. If we go to L, we can go to Project E. We can look at the power of the sun. Now the fun begins. Even more sun power. Now this ridiculous begins. The real power flower. So I'm wondering how this exactly works. Because right now it's burning through this coal, turning it into gunpowder pretty fast. So we go project E, because there is a project E. Those are not in here. I'm wondering if you can put a Klein star in there. I mean, we can test it. It's just for a Klein star. It's not for a Klein star. I don't know what goes in this area. We will have to see. I'm curious though, if we take this out, what the next one should be glowstone, and after the glowstone, that's 384. So like after the glowstone, it'll turn into regular coal, redstone block, which is, these are moving fast. Block of coal, which is worth 1,000. So we could literally just let this run and it would convert for us. And eventually we could just come up here and take whatever we want, which could be worth however much. Glowstone, which is worth 1,000. Nice. We can look at these recipes if we really wanted to. So like if we look at this, the next one that it will go into would be a Mobius fuel. The Mobius fuel will turn into a coal block, and then the coal block will turn into that. Then it'll turn into a Mobius fuel block. And it just keeps on going. Interesting. I guess that's like a easy way to make that. But if we go at at project E, and we look at the, so there's these antimatter relay. No clue what this does. I wonder if it works off of nighttime, which is possible. But then there was like other attachments that you could put on here, which worked as like amplifiers, I guess. So like if we look back at, oh, tabbed out. If we look back at project E, I don't know what this is. Now the ridiculousness begins. Even more power, even more sun power. Doesn't explain. Does not explain. Ooh, is there a Project E book? Basic Alchemy. There is. Project E. Network not powered. We ran out of power. Oh yeah, so this is drawing too much power. So we need to take out some of those, and then it should kick back on. Because it's the only thing we have running through here. It's taking 100 AE a tick. But what we can do is we can always hook up some of our other power to that cable, or create more power in general. So like this right here, we could take this, I believe, and if we toss this over here, we can hook it straight to our power. Yep. Put that in, and then have that going into the system. Which I don't know if that's, let's see, extract. So that's a solid 200. It still says our network is not powered. Energy usage, energy generation. We're using as much as we're generating, so if we take out 2 more, we're back online. So we need to generate more power, which we can do. We just need to set up more thermos. Which still has us out of range, which is frustrating, but we just need some wheat. Wheat. So we have some bread, something to eat. We can set up a few more thermos. Let's set up 2 more thermos. Thermo generator. Get 2 more of these. 1. And upgrade those to basics. We're gonna need 4 of those. Boom. We can buff it up to energize, so we need more of these. There we go. And now if we go up, we do need to grab 2 buckets of lava. And get that right over here. Okay, we got 2 buckets on us. We're also gonna need our fluid pipes. 2 more of those. And then, so if we break this, put this here, then boom, boom. We're gonna have to move this. Do we have cables on us? We do not. So we're gonna have to connect that. We're gonna need cables. Oop, we're not powered. Put that there. Cables. Those. Oh, these aren't transferring enough power, I don't think. Like that. And then, so this should have way more power going to it now. We're pushing and pull, pull, pulling, just like so. Same thing here. It still says we're only generating 200 a tick. And this is, okay, so yeah, energy generation 200 and we're using 100. So we do have that set up now, which we can also upgrade these, but it's just going to take a while since these aren't storing any power, which is somewhat annoying, but it's just part of the process. And we'll get started. I'll show you the process. So the next tier to these is the blazing, which is a blazing crystal, which takes blaze rods, which we have blaze rods. What we can do is we can make a block out of these, like so. And if we toss this in there, take 810,000 FE, which it is generating. It'll take a while. That'll create a new block, and it's just rinse and repeat from the previous process, which is just up its tick rate. So I'll work on that in between episodes, just to give us a little bit more power. We're generating enough lava. We're generating 192 FE a second. We need to sleep. what is this working on right now? So this right here, the stack is worth 16,000 right now, which is really nice. And then we have quite a bit of ender pearls. 2.37 million right there. And so going into the next episode, since we have ancient debris, which I just want to get that checkbox marked, 21 diamonds, which is nice. The helpful boost, that's 172,000. So in the next episode, what I'm thinking we might dive into is, all right, so we have our block of blazing crystals, which we may use here in a second. But before we end this episode, the last thing that I'm probably going to do right now in this episode is I'm going to create these upgrades. I want 10 of each of these. So, and to do that, we just need some gold nuggets for this one. Now we have 10 looting upgrades. So if we go up top and we toss these into the mob masher, which I believe this picked up the glass and did use it. So we need to grab some glass. Tinted glass, we only need one. But now this should be moving a lot faster because now it has a looting upgrade to it, so we should be getting a lot more loot from them. But then if we also go back down and we make the beheading, which is a little expensive. The beheading gives us a better chance to get heads, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, heads have EMC. So if we do, let's say, skull, yep, so 256 EMC for the skeleton. Well, we got zombie head. The zombie head 256. So like those all have, so that's like an extra just 256 in there if we are able to get that. And as you can see, this is moving a lot faster now. And the way we can do even better is if we get the sharpness upgrade. So we are going to need a lot of these swords. We can make 3, so we need some more swords. 6. No, don't take my sword from me. Oh, now we have 10 of these. We toss these in there. Now it should basically one hit all of these mobs, which then will in turn speed this process up. Which all of these we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do with all these. But yeah, look how much faster that's going already with just those upgrades. And I think I might go underneath and try to tick accelerate this better so that they spawn even faster, because they are spawning kind of slow in my opinion. But now we're moving a lot faster when it comes to generating the diamonds from that. And with the beheading upgrades, which are just expensive. So beheading upgrades, we'll just have to make a few helmets. Need some more gold nuggets. That's 3 more. Beheading, which I think it just gives us a better chance at getting skulls. Yeah, look, oh, that's so much faster. It's even like how much is rotten. So slime ball is a 32 EMC. You can see how many slime balls we're getting. Wow. Quick 131,000. So it'd honestly be in our best interest to make sure that's maxed out. So that's what we will do. We might be able to even automate it to where it can pull the diamonds out and throw it into the system. And then that way it'll just add more automation to it. But that was all for this episode. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you in the next one with some more plans. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.